back at Paul Brown Stadium, ready for the Bengals and the Browns. Wet weather here in Cincinnati. We could have some heavy rain later this afternoon. Pat Shurmur, in his first season as head coach of the Browns, has a lot of young guys who have been playing hard. He said this will be a good measuring stick to find out how much we've improved since we played the Bengals in Week 1. Marvin Lewis, his 9th season at the helm here in Cincinnati, knows how important this game is to regain some positive momentum after 2 straight losses in the division. Bengals won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, so Cleveland will have the football to start the game. Josh Cribbs back deep, 8 kickoff returns for touchdowns. One of the most dangerous return men in the history of the National Football League.
And if there's one team that's been affected by this new kickoff rule, as you see Mike Nugent tee it up, it's been the Cleveland Browns. You take a guy like Josh Cribbs and make him kneel down on the kick instead of bring it out. It's a huge advantage.
The 77th Battle of Ohio, and here we go. Cribbs, 3 yards deep, brings it out. Upended as he crosses the 15-yard line. They will start 1st and 10 from the 18. Colt McCoy brings out the Browns on offense in his 2nd year out of Texas. Banged up his shoulder last week against Jacksonville, but came back to lead the Browns to the win. 17 of 24 for just under 200 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Just a tough young guy. He has been a winner at every level. Peyton Hillis is dressed and ready to go. Chris Ogbonnaya starts at running back. Just underway here in Cincinnati. McCoy will throw on 1st down. Checks it underneath. Cribbs. Falls forward just across the 25-yard line. Pickup of 7. 2 Pro Bowlers up front for the Browns. Alex Mack at center and Big Joe Thomas at left tackle. Backs and receivers. Hillis is back. Ogbonnaya coming off a 100-yard game, the starter today, and Hardesty is available if necessary, and Peyton Hillis has checked into the ball game on 2nd and 2. Hillis, first carry in 6 weeks, and he's got a 1st down. Frosty Rucker made the stop, a pickup of 3. The Bengals on defense. Up front, they'll rotate everyone in. Geno Atkins, in his 2nd year out of Georgia, has been a beast. The linebackers are terrific. Malaluga in the middle. Lawson had 10 tackles to lead the Bengals against the Ravens. And the secondary, Adam Jones, has stepped in at cornerback for Leon Hall, who is out for the season. A 1st down for the Cleveland Browns. Hillis bangs his way across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Pat Shurmur said last Sunday after the game on Monday when he spoke to reporters, Hillis is out of the Cincinnati game. He's not going to go, which just kind of removed the distraction that Hillis has been in his injury, this injury season. And then late in the week, Hillis just made a huge progress. Came out, worked out, felt good, didn't have any setbacks, and now he gets a chance to play.
And it's the I formation with Ogbonnaya and Hillis on 2nd and 9. McCoy. He's going to run with it. And that's where he can be dangerous.
Well, there's no way to quantify how valuable that is as a quarterback. You see there, Colt McCoy and the Browns offense, 17 plays, 17 yards gained. That's 6 drives to open 6 different games, and that's the total right there. That's how awful it has been for Cleveland on the first drive of games for them.
They've scored only 9 points in the first quarter all year. A 3rd and short. Power I formation. Hillis the deep back, and he gets it. And the 1st down to the 40-yard line.
You want to talk about a guy they've missed, and that's the reason. Peyton Hillis, and it's easy to see. I mean, as he gets up, guys sitting on him. There's a pile of humanity down there, and Hillis is at the bottom of it. But he moved it to get the 1st down. He's such a big back that he can push the pile, and on the 3rd and 2, if you give him a running start, that's been the difference for this Browns offense. They didn't have anybody that you knew could get 2 yards.
You saw Montario Hardesty on the sideline. He is dressed and available if necessary. Another first down for Cleveland on their opening possession. McCoy, he's going to go deep. Oh, and Jordan Norwood. And if he had caught that in stride, that would have been a touchdown.
Well, Clemens fell down on the coverage, and it was one of those, Colt McCoy let it go, a rainbow, and he's saying, oh my gosh, just catch it. He was all by himself, watches this ball flies out. You see Clemens on the ground getting up, and he can't stay in bounds. Otherwise, it's an easy touchdown.
But an impressive opening drive for the Cleveland Browns. Hillis stays in the game, 1st and 10. From the Cincinnati 24, short drop, incomplete. Greg Little, the rookie, dropped it.
Well, Colt McCoy's put the football right where it needed to be twice, and the receiver fell out of bounds, and one dropped the pass. And this is, you want to know why the Browns are looking up at this division race instead of being in the thick of it. It's things like that. It's been self-inflicted mistakes that have kept them from being the team they thought they would be.
8th play of the drive upcoming, 2nd and 10. They throw the out. Incomplete. Massaquoi could not come down in bounds. Cleveland's last first quarter touchdown came in week 16 last season against Baltimore on a trick play. Massaquoi found Brian Robisky on a 29-yard touchdown pass. Cleveland has gone 11 straight games without a first quarter touchdown, and as we said, only 9 points in the first quarter all season long.
Yeah, it's not like they've been settling for a lot of field goals. They only have 3 of them all year, and that's got to change.
3rd and 10 for the Browns. Touchdown, Jordan Norwood. And that breaks the streak.
Clemens fell again on coverage. You'll see it right to the bottom of your screen. He just falls down, gets tangled up, and can't finish the play, and Norwood catches that one, and this time, instead of falling out of bounds, he falls into the end zone.
And the Browns have a first quarter touchdown for the first time all season long. Dawson on to try the extra point. He's got it. And the Cleveland Browns strike first in the 77th edition of the Battle of Ohio. 7-0 Cleveland. Jordan Norwood with a 24-yard touchdown catch on the opening drive. He's made some big plays for the Browns this season. He had a career long of 51 yards on a reception last week against Jacksonville. Good numbers for Colt McCoy as well. Brandon Tate back deep and feels it at the 2. Brings it out to the 23-yard line. And so the Cincinnati Bengals will have their first possession when we come back. Paul Brown Stadium, Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Colt McCoy on the sideline after leading the Browns down the field in their opening possession. Andy Dalton ready to go to work. Gives it to Cedric Benson. Stopped after a pickup of 1. 3 interceptions last week, but Andy Dalton has continued to play well. He threw 45 times for 373 yards and had the longest touchdown pass of his NFL career last week when he connected for 49 yards with Andre Caldwell. Second and 9. First possession for Cincinnati. They trail 7-0. Play action. Dalton under pressure. Flag is down and incomplete. Let's check the penalty.
Well, we could all see as the pressure was coming through.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
We call it on Nate Livings, the left guard.
Yeah, he's working down inside. Right there, working against the top of Rubin. Rubin's going to get past him, do the swim over, and right there is the hold. He's got his arm around. And the official threw it immediately before Dalton even threw the pass. The flag was out.
Tamba Rubin is a load. One of those guys on this Cleveland defense who's having a Pro Bowl type season. So 2nd and 19 after the penalty. Tried to hit Gresham on the slant, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. Cincinnati up front, they've done a good job protecting their young quarterback. Whitworth is the leader of the group, underrated at left tackle. The backs and receivers, A.J. Green is back after hyperextending his knee 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh. Cedric Benson has had some huge games against Cleveland, including 121 in the opener back in September.
Yeah, he's played against this team 5 times, and he averages over 100 yards each game.
3rd and 19 for the Bengals. Run the screen. Hawkins with some running room. Andrew Hawkins, and he has enough for a 1st down. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, that was a great play call by Jay Gruden on the sidelines. It's a safe throw for Dalton. And it just gives the ball to a really good playmaker right in some space. You'll see he's going to come right in from the right-hand part of your screen, gets behind that offensive line, and off to the races. Hawkins, of course, a great kick returner as well.
He has been a pleasant surprise for the Cincinnati Bengals. Pickup of 20 yards on 3rd and 19. So 1st down, Benson reverses his field. And out to the 37-yard line. The Cleveland defense had that huge goal line stand to preserve the win last week against Jacksonville. Rubin has been tremendous. And Phil Taylor, the rookie out of Baylor, is coming off his best game as a pro against Jacksonville. The linebackers can fly and make plays. DeQuell Jackson has been putting up Pro Bowl type numbers. And in the secondary, Hayden will be matched up against A.J. Green. That'll be interesting to watch today. And Osama Young starts again for T.J. Ward at strong safety. 2nd and 6 for Cincinnati, trying to set up the screen. They do to Benson. And he dives forward across the 45-yard line, close to the 47 for another Cincinnati 1st down.
You know, we spoke to Marvin Lewis earlier this week, and he looked at this Cleveland defense. He said, you know, they are very good against the pass, mostly because teams aren't really trying to throw the football against them. Their run game has been successful, so teams have really relied on that. He kind of gave you the impression that he wanted Cedric Benson to carry the load on that play. That was a lot like a run play because it was just a very short little pass, get the ball in his hands and let him get most of the yardage with his feet.
Benson stopped at the line of scrimmage. Gang tackle.
It's interesting how this league works. The Browns know that their run defense has been suspect, and that other teams see that as a weakness. And so when they come in, particularly a team like the Bengals, you know, Dick Geron there, the defensive coordinator, knows that Cedric Benson's going to be all over the game plan for the Bengals. So he puts a game plan in that has number 32 of the Bengals at the top of the list. And it's interesting to see how his players execute and how that offensive line of the Bengals execute.
2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. Short to Benson. Stopped at the 49 by Sheldon Brown. Pickup of 4. The Browns have improved on defense. A year ago, they were 22nd in total defense. They came in today ranked 5th overall, 1st against the pass, but they've been giving up 140 yards a game on the ground, and that is a concern in the run-first AFC North. 3rd and 8 facing the Bengals. Brian Leonard in the backfield. Dalton underneath. Simpson fights for the 1st down and gets it. Sheldon Brown made the stop after a gain of 9.
Well, you see there, Browns following him all the way across, playing man-to-man coverage. Wherever Simpson goes, Brown's got to get there with him and finally makes the tackle, but it's such a good throw. Hits him right in stride. Brown really, if you fall behind at the beginning of that route, if you don't catch up, it's going to be a big play, and it turned into a first down.
They converted a 3rd and 19 and now a 3rd and 8. Fresh set of downs for the Bengals, who are on the move. Benson left side with some running room. Cedric Benson cuts it back. And down inside the 10, Cedric Benson finally brought down by Mike Adams.
Well, defensive coordinators around the league tell you the thing we don't want to give up is the big play, and we've got to stop the run. And it's a double shock to give up a big play in the run game. Look at the block right here. Great job by Caldwell. Gets his hands on Brown, and Benson does the rest. Really well blocked by the offensive line off the left side, and then Benson, with some nifty moves, gets down inside the 10.
First and goal after a pickup of 33. Benson fights his way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Benson a little bit slow to get up. But you see all these running backs, and there's a lot of them around the National Football League, like Cedric Benson and Adrian Peterson and even Peyton Hillis, who's been injured. But these guys get a lot of credit. But as you saw in that last play by Benson, the long run, it's a total team effort when teams can run the ball well. Their wide receivers block, their offensive line is big and nasty, and they're well schooled, and they get out on the people they're supposed to get out on. It's a total team effort when your run game works.
Second and goal. Benson, great penetration by the Cleveland defense led by Scott Fujita, and there's a flag down on the play.
Yeah, both those tacklers came in off the edge.
Illegal formation. Number 18 was covering up number 74, who had reported as an eligible receiver. That penalty is declined. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's a pre-snap mental mistake that doesn't even give you a chance to compete.
Interesting that they decide not to move them back.
Yeah, I think down here it brings up a 3rd down, and all you got to do is stop them once. And A.J. Green, yeah, you see right there, A.J. Green is on the line of scrimmage. He's not allowed to be in that because they had 7 guys. He was the 8th guy on the line of scrimmage. You're only allowed 7.
Brian Leonard has checked in on 3rd and goal. Just outside the 5. Dalton stops just short of the goal line. Brian Schaefering saved the touchdown.
Yeah, and there's no hesitation on Cincinnati's sideline. They're going to send in offensive plays and offensive formation. Great job by Dalton. He dodges Sheard and then comes around the edge, and only Schaefering disallows the touchdown, stops it from getting into the end zone. What a tremendous play, heads-up play by Dalton.
And you're right, no hesitation. Jumbo package, power football, 4th and goal. Benson. No signal.
No signal.
And they stopped him. Short of the goal line.
Yeah, and you see him unpile the stack, and it doesn't look like Cedric Benson reached the goal line at all. He follows Presley right into the hole, and you see the official on the far side right in front of him. We'll see. Sometimes the back goes down before he gets in the end zone. I don't know that Benson ever even made it to the goal line.
Kaluka Mayava came flying in, and a goal line stand for the Cleveland Browns. Remember last week, Cleveland led Jacksonville by 4 with the ball on the 2, 13 seconds left. They stopped Maurice Jones-Drew. On 2nd down, Jason Hill couldn't hang on to the football. And on 3rd down, the final play of the game, Blaine Gabbert's pass in the end zone fell incomplete. And the Browns came away with a much-needed win, 14-10. Kaluka Mayava, who came flying in there to finish it off. 13 plays, no points for the Bengals. But a long field now, 1st and 10. Hillis. Out across the 3-yard line, Peyton Hillis missed 6 games this season, 5 with a hamstring. one with strep throat. Comes in without a 100-yard game after a big season a year ago, 1,200 yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. He caught 61 passes. He's an outstanding receiver for almost 500 yards and 2 additional scores. Hillis is the deep back, 2nd and 8. They give it to the big man. Out to the 9, Chris Crocker, the strong safety, tripped him up.
Well, you can tell how big and powerful a back is when the defensive backs come up and tackle him around his shoe tops. Chris Crocker is no fainting violet. I mean, this guy is a hitter, and watch where he takes Hillis on. He goes way down low. A lot of times you'll see defensive backs come up and pop a guy high around the pads, try and knock him out and rough him up a little bit. No go for Peyton Hillis. Take him low and get him down.
Hillis stays in the game, 3rd and 3 for Cleveland. Colt McCoy rolling out. Going for the sticks and steps out of bounds.
Oh, he came up short of the first down.
Manny Lawson chased him out.
Yeah, that was Colt McCoy did not get that first down, and I think that's a mistake on his part. He did not. I mean, if you're going to make this play, you've got to dive for that first down, cut back inside, and you can see there, he didn't make it. That's the first line marker, and he stepped out back there.
But they have given him a first down.
Oh, wow.
And that's why the crowd is reacting.
Yeah, and I would react to that as well. And that's a good challenge. You can challenge this if you're Marvin Lewis, and he has. You can challenge the spot, and you win, even if they change the spot. If you don't get the first down, or you get to keep your timeout.
So they'll take another look. 1:52 left to go in the opening quarter. Browns lead at 7-0. Back in Cincinnati, and Marvin Lewis should win this challenge. Take another look. They had to get to the 11.
The play will be reversed. The runner was out of bounds, and the ball was at the 10-yard line. It will be 4th and 1 at the 10. Cincinnati will not be charged with a timeout.
Stepped out.
2:05 on the game clock, and the game clock will wind on my signal.
And that's a mistake by the quarterback. Colt McCoy's got to get that first down if he's going to make this play. He's got to get to the 11-yard line right there, and you see the ball comes out right there.
There's the 10.5.
You can make the argument that he didn't want to take the hit, but you got to cut that back in. If you're going to try and make that first down, you got to try and make it. You got to make sure, and he did not.
Bengals should have pretty good field position. And they will. Goes out of bounds close to midfield. Andy Dalton back to work when we return. Colt McCoy coming up just short of the marker and trying to run for the first down. So after a 37-yard punt, short field for the Bengals as they start from the Cleveland 47-yard line. Browns lead at 7-0. Under 2 minutes left in the first. Benson still on his feet, fighting, muscling his way forward, close to the 40-yard line. Mike Adams finally brought him down. Pickup of 7. Well, since 2007, NFL Play 60 has been traveling the country, helping the youth of America to be more active and healthy. This spring, the NFL Play 60 bus will come to a new deserving community, and it could be yours. To find out more, visit NFLrush.com/bus. 2nd and 3. Benson nearing 50 yards. Play action. Dalton sets, fires. Green got it. At the 16-yard line, the rookie A.J. Green, a pickup of 24.
As you see, he's working against Joe Hayden. The out route, and then the play comes apart. He backpedals, and we talked to Joe Hayden yesterday. He says the reason I haven't gotten the interceptions, it's man-to-man coverage. Watches Dalton pump fakes, looks back to the center, then comes back to Green late. But Joe Hayden told us you don't get as many interceptions when he played man-to-man because you're focused on the receiver too much.
And the Bengals are threatening again. Benson back inside to the end zone.
Well, once again, this is blocked extremely well up front. Watch the big guys up front move out, fan blocking, and then the great lead block by Presley gives Benson the ability to cut it back up and run to daylight. What a hard, tough run by Cedric Benson.
16 yards on the touchdown scamper for Cedric Benson. Nugent ties it up. But there's a flag down on the other side of the field. The preliminary signal is it's against Cleveland.
And this may be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Offsides, number 23, defense. That 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The try is good. Timeout.
So we're tied at 7 with 21 seconds remaining. 16 yards. Cedric Benson with a touchdown. Enjoying the moment here in Cincinnati. Cedric Benson has been the workhorse. The Bengals have run 16 plays, and Benson has touched the ball 11 of those plays. 76 yards total for Cedric Benson. Held to only 41 yards rushing last week against the Ravens, but scored 2 touchdowns. And he had one of his 2 100-yard games this season against the Browns in the opener. Josh Cribbs back deep. And Nugent sails it out of the end zone. And let's take another look, Steve, at the touchdown run. Some fine blocking.
Well, you see these guys get up and then move to the second level. Right here, going to get a block. You get a block out here, and the lead block will come out. I mean, they just outman the Cleveland Browns at the point of attack. Get right out in front of Cedric Benson. He picks his spot. You see there, right there is the alley through which he goes. Tremendously well blocked.
Jermaine Gresham, the tight end, with a big block there. Browns will try to respond. Batted away. Incomplete.
Well, this is what the Browns didn't want to have happen, to give the Bengals some momentum, and their defense comes out. You see the penetration, the big push they got up front as Geno Atkins pushes the pocket from the outside and gets right in the middle of Colt McCoy's vision.
Browns have not put up many points on the board this season. They've scored more than 17 in a game just once this year. That was back in week 2, 27 against the Colts. Ogbonnaya with some running room. Chris Ogbonnaya. A first down out to the 32-yard line as we have reached the end of the first quarter with our score tied at 7, and we'll return to Cincinnati after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Tied at 7 as we start quarter number 2. Darkening skies above. The Bengals trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. The Browns pulled out a nice win over Jacksonville last week, and including today, play 5 of their final 6 games against teams within the division. From the 31-yard line, they toss it back to Ogbonnaya and dives forward to the 35-yard line. Well, got a sports fan on your list? Avoid the crowds with CBSSports.com shop. And this weekend only, get free standard shipping on all officially licensed gear. Enter CBS free during checkout at shop.cbssports.com. Steve, I'm getting that outfit for you, and that hat as well. 2nd and 6. McCoy changing the play. Shifts back into the shotgun. Here they come on the corner blitz. He goes short to Little, the rookie. He steps out of bounds right at the marker. And let's check in now with JB in New York for an update on the Bills and the Jets.
Bills have been anemic in the scoring department, Shannon.
Yes, JB, he gave the last touchdown ball to his girlfriend. I think he's keeping this one. David Nelson, 8-yard touchdown. The Bills are on top. Oh, he gave it to the ref.
Smart move.
Yes.
Back to Bill and Steve.
JB, Shannon, thank you very much. Peyton Hillis has checked in on 3rd and 1. They give it to the big man. Tries to muscle his way to the first down.
Once again, it looks like he moved the pile enough to get that first down. The official on the far side, you see there, they're going to give him the first down. He just gets this with sheer grit and muscle and oomph. And you see it took him a little bit to get enough leverage to push that pile, but he did it. And that's, you can't put a price on having the ability to have a guy that gets that tough yard. As we start this second quarter, it's starting to rain just a little bit harder here in Paul Brown Stadium as well.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. They toss it back. Little was in the backfield, the rookie wide receiver, and he's got another first down. They had split out. Chris Ogbonnaya, pickup of 13.
Well, when you've got running back issues like the Browns have had with Peyton Hillis out of the lineup, Montario Hardesty out of the lineup, Ogbonnaya he's a wide receiver. He's only been here, 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So there's no question they've got Greg Little some plays out of the backfield when they were so thin at running back, and now they pulled him out even when Hillis is healthy.
And Hillis in the backfield. They give it to him on the delay. Cuts it to the outside. Dives forward to the 40. And once again, let's go back to Shannon and JB for another update.
Dustin Keller, if it was Shannon, you would have screamed for the ball sooner, wouldn't you?
Yes, when you're running the football like the Jets did on this drive, the play fake is wide open. Dustin Keller, 3-yard touchdown, answers Buffalo touchdown, 7-7.
His first TD reception, Shannon, since week 2. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Back to Bill and Steve.
Both of those teams at 5-5, and they both need a win today. Thank you, gentlemen. 2nd and 4 for the Browns, who are on the move. Short drop from McCoy, incomplete. He threw it behind his tight end, Ben Watson.
Yeah, that play was well defended. That was going to take a great throw. McCoy threw that inside. Watson turns to the outside and kind of keeps drifting that way. McCoy thought he was going to run the button hook.
I think that slipped out of his hand a little bit too, because it had a little wobble to it.
Yeah, it came out funny out of his hand. It looked, Colt McCoy does spin it pretty good, and that ball came out sideways a little bit. It is getting wet, there's no question about it. They'll keep the ball as dry as they can, but the harder it rains, the more difficult that is.
Browns have been good on 3rd down so far. 3rd and 4 here. McCoy stands in. Caught Little. Run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Greg Little is starting to learn exactly what it takes. The great release there off Clemens. That's a really nice route. A hard stick inside on the release, and then the out route to get away from the defender. He's starting to become a guy that the Browns are like, this might be a big-time number 1 for us if Greg Little can continue to develop. He didn't splash on the scene like A.J. Green to the Bengals, but he is evolving into a good player.
59th overall pick. They keep it on the ground. Ogbonnaya down inside the 25, close to the 23-yard line. Chris Ogbonnaya, originally a 7th-round draft pick by the Rams, had 115 yards on 21 carries last week against Jacksonville, including his first NFL touchdown. Really came on in the second half when he rushed for 98 yards.
And we're going to take a timeout for the Bengals.
10:39 left to play in the half. We're tied at 7. 2nd and 9. Cleveland on the move from the 24-yard line. They bring the blitz. Hillis. Nice gain for Peyton Hillis. And another first down. Thomas Howard made the stop. Peyton Hillis running very well.
Well, this whole offense, and you said it during the break, that they just seem more comfortable with Hillis in the backfield. And when you give it to him, it's almost like it's unthought of that you would even take a loss or a no gain. You know the guy's strong enough to at least get one, but when the offensive line blocks like they did, wow, what a great run right up in between the guards.
Hillis 8 carries, 30 yards. McCoy will throw under pressure and brought down. Robert Gathers with the sack.
Yeah, and they got there fast. McCoy sets his feet, and as he turns and steps up into the pocket right there, Gathers is right on him unblocked. He's got to make a decision. Watch, as he steps up right there, he sees Gathers unblocked, and he's got to make a decision. It's too late. So the rush, even though it wasn't in his face right when he wanted to throw it, he had to pull the football down and take the sack.
25th time that Colt McCoy has been sacked this season. 2nd and 14. Gets rid of it short. Massaquoi. Forward progress to the 11. Howard again with the stop.
And now they're calling it off. The field judge came in from the center of the defense and said the ball touched the ground. We'll get a look at it here. Massaquoi, I thought it was a really good catch, but right there it does.
Right,
it hits the ground, trapped it. Good catch by the official. It's not that great a throw by McCoy, that's for sure. You got to get that ball up, and he would have caught that for a good gain.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 14. Spotted back at the 18-yard line. They have to get it just inside the 5 for a first down. 14th play of this drive coming up. McCoy. And he's going to be sacked again.
And they blew the whistle dead from the far side. They took a timeout on the Cleveland sideline. Oh, a late timeout by Pat Shermer before the play was snapped.
So that's why McCoy
After the snap, Cleveland called timeout. This is the first charge timeout.
McCoy didn't seem to show any sense of urgency. He had heard the whistle. 9:50 left to go in the half. Misty day here in Cincinnati. 3rd and 14 when play resumes.
Pat
Shermer took the timeout.
Yeah, he was out on the field trying to get it, and they finally gave it to him, but it was only just before the ball was snapped, and only one official knew it.
Well, Wednesday on CBS, join Lady Gaga and your favorite superstars when LL Cool J hosts the Grammy nominations concert. Live, only CBS this Wednesday. So 3rd and 14. Browns trying to keep this drive alive. Remember, Colt McCoy threw a 24-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 10 in the first quarter. McCoy flush from the pocket. Takes off, and he'll run out of bounds. Nowhere close to the first down. Out of bounds at the 14. So that will bring out the field goal unit after a pickup of 4.
Yeah, even though they're not going to get a touchdown out of this, still a productive drive for the Browns that gives them an opportunity to take the lead. And you see there, well covered all over the field. The Bengals drop 7 guys into coverage, and they're all over the guys in the end zone. McCoy had no options.
Dawson on to try a 32-yard field goal on 4th and 10 to give the Browns the lead. And that was a little closer than he wanted it to be, but good. Cleveland Browns have regained the lead after the 32-yard field goal by Dawson. Capped a long drive. Brandon Tate back deep for Cincinnati. Standing 5 yards deep in the end zone. 9:20 left to play in the half. From the 2. and spun down just short of the 20-yard line. Well, Dawson has some missed field goals the last 2 weeks. He had 4 that were good in week 10, but after a bad snap, his 22-yard game-winning attempt went wide, and last week against Jacksonville, he had a 38-yard attempt that was called no good, although he disagreed. And a moment ago, it just took a hard turn to the left.
Right.
But it was just inside the uprights.
I got to tell you, that one last week against Jacksonville, I thought he was right. I thought that was a good kick, but it was called no good by the official.
Bernard Scott has checked in. Play action. Dalton with some running room and a nice job to make something out of nothing. Out to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 5.
Well, you said it, and that's one of the things. That run right there will give you an idea of why people are so high on Andy Dalton. He steps up, makes a move, stays poised in the pocket, stops, reverses his field, bounces to the outside, and then slides. And the defense is chasing him all over, and they never even get a shot at it. Makes a great play, brings up a 2nd and 5, and really, just with a patient, no-nonsense run, makes a great play out of nothing.
Scott stays in the game, giving Benson a breather. Wow. Well, that had no chance. Osama Young was in right at the time of the handoff, and that'll be a loss.
Well, Dick Giron dials up the safety blitz right on a rundown, blitzes right into the running play. Dalton just hands it off, and yeah, you know, Bernard Scott is having second thoughts. Right here, he's going to come right in, and they hand the football off right in front of him. He almost could have taken it himself.
A loss of 7, so that'll bring up 3rd and 12. Brian Leonard in the ball game. Here they come on the blitz. Dalton in trouble and brought down. Sack for the Cleveland Browns. Titus Brown, the backup linebacker, with the sack.
Well, after a good first down run, the Bengals get stuffed by the Browns. Great pressure. They bring extra pressure, 6-man rush, and Dalton can't get rid of the football. The pocket collapses around him, and I don't think he could see out of there.
Kevin Huber from inside the 5. Tribbs retreats. Going to be able to return this one. Trying to get to the wall on the outside. Can't quite get to the edge. Brought down at the 36-yard line by Brian Leonard. 10-7 Cleveland. Back in Cincinnati Wednesday on Survivor, the final 7 castaways are turning on each other. Don't miss a new Survivor Wednesday, only CBS. Browns take over their own 37-yard line, leading 10-7. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the half. Peyton Hillis in the backfield. He gets it, bobbles the ball, it's loose. Bengals say they have it. And they're still scrambling for the football.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter who started out with it. It's going to be who has the best leverage and who can get a handle on it. I mean, I'm telling you, he still may not know who's got it yet.
And the Browns keep it.
Well, 17 of the 22 players on the field are on that pile. Ray Maualuga looks hurt.
Might just have people laying on his legs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Alex Smith came up with it. He's going to play some tight end and fullback today. Hillis never had it. Never had the handle. And it's going to pop out, and you'll watch as this ball comes out. It's right in the middle of the traffic. There's a lot of big bodies down in there.
Luga had a shot at it. That could have been a huge turnover. But the Browns keep it. 2nd and 10. McCoy trying to set up the screen. He does to Watson. Ben Watson. Great individual effort. Now just across the 40-yard line, Geno Atkins finally brought him down.
It really was a great effort by Watson. Kind of a delayed screen. Watson blocked in pass protection, then he sneaks out. Watches McCoy comes out. Watson just lets his guy go, and I tell you, Ray Maualuga is flying around. As he saw him come out and roll, you see the hair out the back of his helmet. He had that play sniffed out and launched himself, but he didn't have a handle on Watson, so he couldn't make the tackle.
3rd and 6. Obaniah's back in the ball game. McCoy. Little. And that was a very catchable ball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Nate Clemens got up asking for a pass interference and he should get it. Watch Little at the very top of this route is going to push Clemens right there. He just pushes him and then can't get the ball. That was offensive pass interference that wasn't called, but Clemens got up hot. But yeah, you're right. Little would like to have had that pass caught. That should have been caught.
That's when you got to have Tate back deep, waiting for the Maynard punt from the 15-yard line. And he loses a couple on the return. A 44-yard punt. Well, on November 1st, players from both the Bengals and Browns visited local schools to participate in the Play 60 Ultimate PE class as part of the NFL's Play 60 campaign. The NFL launched Play 60 in 2007 to increase the health of young fans by encouraging them to be active at least 60 minutes a day.
It's a great program. Those big NFL players going, you know, I'm saying all these players, most of these players got A's in PE in school, but.
1st and 10 for the Bengals. Benson back in the game. Out to the 17-yard line. Big Phil Taylor made the stop. The rookie out of Baylor, 21st pick overall, a pickup of 4.
We spoke to Joe Hayden, the cornerback for the Browns, and he said you can tell he can tell Colt McCoy is getting better because now he goes over and he has a chance to drink Gatorade, talk about, you know, the adjustments they're making, and then, you know, in their body clock says, man, it's time to go out. And then he says the offense is still out there. You know, they're making some first downs, getting some production, and the defense has a chance to catch its breath now for the first time in a while, now that the McCoy and the offense is hanging on to the football.
2nd and 6 inside of 5 minutes left in the half. Dalton will throw. Benson out of bounds at a 1st down for Cincinnati. Schafering pushed him out. And now Benson is in an awkward position and slow getting up.
He's got a cramp. He's trying to stretch the back of his leg out, standing on his head.
Almost a yoga downward dog he had going on over there.
I'll take your word for that. He comes out. Schafering pushes him out of bounds. Oh, right there. Yeah, you can see it. Schafering lands on the back of his leg right as he falls. Tries to swipe the heel out to trip him up, and then bang, right there. His right ankle or lower leg took the brunt of that collision right there. And he stayed down after that. It's right in the midst of the Browns bench area. Defensive coordinator Dick Geron does not seem interested. He's got his own problems to worry about, but you can see it right.
We talked about how much a part of the offense of the Bengals Cedric Benson is, running and catching the football. Now he gets a nice round of applause. Tries to trot over, but can't put any weight on that ankle.
All right.
So we'll monitor his progress.
Yeah, he started to run and then couldn't do it. Doesn't seem to hurt to walk, but once he started to break into a trot, he had to stop. Have to keep a close eye on that because, as you said, I mean, he is the bulk of the Cincinnati offense today, certainly the game plan today.
Well, that looks a little more encouraging. Doing some footwork, testing the ankle. Meanwhile, Bernard Scott has checked in now. He was the starter during Benson's one-game suspension. 4:30 left to go in the half. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Scott stopped for a loss. Jabal Sheard, the rookie out of Pitt, with another nice play.
Yeah, Sheard comes right in, Right over here, takes a hard inside charge and gets up in the penetration. Gets right inside Andre Smith, the right tackle, on a quick, hard inside burst. There's Benson back in the game.
Yeah, right back in there. 2nd and 13. Dalton, nowhere to go. Tucks it under. Tries to get out of bounds and does. Sheldon Brown finally made the stop after a pickup of 7.
It's another heads-up play by Dalton, but as he comes out, looking to his left, and that's all he has time for. He has to break out, and then the pump fake is all academic. And this is the side of the field Dalton looked at the whole time. A.J. Green out, you see there, those two guys, there's a miscommunication there. Simpson and A.J. Green ran the same route in the same spot. That's why Dalton didn't know what was going on over there.
3rd and 6 for Cincinnati. They rush 4. Dalton scrambling. Throws it away. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And that's a hard lesson for a young quarterback to learn, and Andy Dalton has done that since he showed up as a Bengal. Yeah, you're going to have to punt the football away. Yeah, you're not going to get, but throw it away and live to fight another day. See, Benson's calling for the football, but Dalton's running, Simpson's running, behind Dalton. Dalton can't see him. It's a good play by Dalton.
Huber on to punt to Josh Cribbs. We're talking with Detroit Jackson about Cribbs. Said he's due. But waving everyone off, there won't be this time. And it'll be down at the 28-yard line. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from Week 12. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. The 1st and 10 for the Browns after the 41-yard punt and no return. Peyton Hillis in the backfield on 1st down.
Marvin Lewis takes a timeout.
This is the 2nd charge timeout. Cincinnati, 32nd timeout.
Yeah, the Bengals were delayed in getting lined up defensively. That's why they took the timeout.
It's the most American game played.
When we graduate, we'll be on the same team. But when we're on that field, we do not like each other.
They're there for a special reason. It's not just about the football.
A Game of Honor premieres December 21st only on Showtime with a special behind-the-scenes look Saturday on CBS. It's a documentary you won't want to miss. A Game of Honor on Showtime. 1st and 10. Hillis fights his way forward across the 30 to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 4.
And getting back to that program you just spoke about, that Game of Honor, I guess it's going to take a minute to recommend that to everybody. It is really a special program, and it's something that will change your perspective about a lot of things in our country today. It's really a special program.
Clock running, just over 2 minutes remaining in the half. 2nd and 6. McCoy changing the play. Hillis, the lone setback. They give it to the big man, who rumbles forward out across the 40-yard line, close to the 41. Jabril Wilson made the stop after a pickup of 9 as we've reached the 2-minute warning here in Cincinnati. Browns have been productive running the football for 1st downs today. Ontario Hardesty tweaked his calf muscle during the pregame. They thought they might use him a little bit today, but he is dressed, and they have told us that they really will use him only when necessary.
Yeah,
Peyton Hillis has already carried the ball 11 times, and Chris Obanaya has been effective as well. 1st and 10. 1:58 left in the half. McCoy. And again, Greg Little with a drop. And he's had some problems hanging onto the football today.
Yeah, that's got to change. And that, that is the kind of thing that eats away your ability to stay on the field offensively. And it, yeah, it was a short route, but you catch it, you turn up the field, and you got to make that catch. And Little knows that. He's just got to concentrate more. And that erodes a quarterback's confidence in throwing it to you in crucial situations.
Browns adding to that league-high total of drops. 3 today. Second down. Norwood, the intended receiver. He couldn't bring it in.
You see Pat Shurmur not happy with the way those passes are going. And if the receiver gets his hands on it, you see this. And that's hit. I don't know whether he's throwing to Hillis or whether he's throwing to Norwood. And once again, you see two receivers maybe in the same spot. You saw it with Cincinnati a moment ago. And now Pat Shurmur.
And he is hot.
Yeah, he is not happy.
A drop pass and then clearly a miscommunication on the route.
Yeah, he's frustrated because you get inside 2 minutes with a chance to make a, make a difference in this game, put some points on the board, perhaps a touchdown, maybe lengthen your lead from 3 to 6 with a field goal. Plenty of time to move the football, but you got guys dropping the football and in the same spot as 2 wide receivers. And that's why a head coach, particularly a guy like Pat Shurmur, who calls the plays, gets doubly frustrated.
He's his own offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, Jordan Norwood did have the 24-yard touchdown catch on the opening drive for the Browns. Enjoyed our visit with Pat Shurmur. Good guy, low-key. Thinks he's got a chance to build something special with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland facing 3rd and 10. Obadiah in the backfield. McCoy hit as he let it go, incomplete. Geno Atkins with the big push up front, came in leading the Bengals with 5.5 quarterback sacks. He has had a great season in his second year out of Georgia.
Yeah, and he's going to come out wide and get the hard inside move after pushing, after pushing Mack out to the side, takes the hard inside rush and actually goes right by and rips his hand warmer off him.
Mack is a Pro Bowl center. Tate back deep. Punt from Maynard. Fielded at the 12, and he goes down right away. Great coverage after the 47-yard punt. And coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for the latest from around the league here in Week 12. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report.
Great job by the punt coverage unit. You see there, it's a good thing because the Bengals are pretty good in the final 2 minutes of their halves. You want to give them as long a field as possible, and that punt and coverage, that tackle by Demetri Patterson was big.
A.J. Green is back. He has just 1 catch for 24 yards. Dalton gets rid of it to his big tight end Gresham, who steps out of bounds after a nice pickup. Joe Hayden on the stop.
He gives the Bengals the ability to huddle up here as the clock stops, take some time, but there's no question if they're going to do this. This is a time, too, when if you're the Bengals, you're glad A.J. Green is back because this is exactly the kind of situation where you can throw a ball up late, not really worry too much if it's picked off because there won't be time for them to take advantage of it. Give them a chance to make a play on a long pass.
Yeah. Brian Leonard stays in the game, 2nd and 2. Dalton lets it go. Intercepted Mike Adams. And there's a flag down, but it's late. And he laterals it to Hayden. Hayden's still on his feet. Inside the 20. What a wild play.
Well, forget what I said about throwing it up and letting a guy make a play. Dalton threw this into a place where there was nobody except the Browns.
Prior to the pass, holding number 27, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The flag came in late during the return, but it's going to be holding on Cleveland. Eric Hagg, the rookie strong safety out of Nebraska, called for the infraction.
Right at the bottom of your screen, he actually was throwing right to Gresham, whom Hagg was covering. Adams comes up with the interception, but that was called because they were throwing to the guy he was grabbing.
And throwing to a spot Gresham couldn't get there. So the Bengals keep it. 1:09 left to play in the half. From the 23, Dalton to the sideline. Caldwell could not get out of bounds.
And that was an enormous penalty, although it was right. And this is after the penalty has happened and after the interception. But they're trying to get the ball to Gresham, and he was held up and couldn't get to the spot.
Bernard Scott is in the game. Dalton sacked, and the ball is loose. Sheard got to him and stripped it away.
Oh, I thought Andre Smith had it, but he didn't. And now there's a late flag.
And this would be a huge turnover here late in the half.
Looks like Paxton's got it. You can see him balled up around it. Fighting with Nate Livings down inside there, man. Oh man, that's Andre Smith involved. You can tell how tough it is to walk out of a pile with that football. I'm telling you what, you got to tip your hat to a guy who can do it. Scott Paxton, a guy who's in the rotation at D-line. We've got like 8 guys up today, and they'll all play up there up front, keeping them fresh against an offensive line who doesn't get to rotate.
Now let's check the penalty. Walt Anderson again, our referee today.
You fight so hard at the bottom of the pile, you really don't going to give that football up after you work so hard to get it. And it looks like there might be a couple of things going on here. He's pointing to different areas of the field.
Cleveland Browns have played awfully well, coming in with a record of 4-6.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Cleveland. After the play, there are offsetting personal fouls on Cincinnati and unnecessary roughness on Cleveland. Those fouls will offset at the dead ball spot. It'll be first down Cleveland.
Well, they didn't get the interception a moment ago, but the pressure from behind causes the fumble. You see it. Jabal Sheard comes in, strip, sack, fumble, and ball is right between Paxton's knees, or it ends up there. There's the ball out. No question it's a fumble. And then the contact.
And he'll get credit for the sack. That's 4.5 on the season, and his 4th forced fumble. Jabal Sheard, the second-round pick out of Pitt, and he's given this Cleveland offense a real opportunity here late in the first half. 1st and 10, McCoy pump fake. Still on his feet. And out of bounds just inside the 10. A gain of 4 when he looked like he was in trouble.
Well, the thing about this is, for the Cincinnati Bengals, they're getting good pressure with just 4 guys. They're dropping everybody into coverage, and when McCoy drops back to throw, there's just no room back there. The field is so short.
How about the game? Jabal Sheard has had the 37th overall pick, and he has gotten his NFL career off to an excellent start. 2nd and 6 for the Browns. They're spotted at the 10. McCoy with time, and that is caught by Jordan Norwood. And that time, the Browns receiver able to hang on to the football. He was nailed by Thomas Howard after a gain of 7.
Yeah, and finally the Browns took a timeout there. They want to take it a little quicker, and it took a little while for them to run up to the official and get it called. But watch the hit, little hesitation, and that's the thing about this game. We've seen the Browns receivers drop numerous footballs today, and then they make a tough, hard, physical catch like this. Great job by Norwood.
So they'll have it first and goal from about the 3-yard line. "14 seconds left in the half. Trying to figure things out over on the Cincinnati sideline.
Browns have no timeouts left. So conventional wisdom says throw it here. You might have time to throw it twice, and then you can run it on the last down of the half if you don't get it.
Ben Watson, the tight end, has been a favorite target in these situations, and keep an eye on Peyton Hillis. Good hands coming out of the backfield. McCoy out of the end zone.
Yeah, they've got to save enough time for the field goal at the end of this. There's 9 seconds left, which means with no timeout, they're going to have to throw this football again and get the clock stopped. If it's complete short of the goal line, they've got to get the clock stopped, and there's just no way they'll be able to do it with 9 seconds left.
Browns trying to add to their lead.
This has
after the fumble.
Yeah, this has to be a throw into the end zone.
Empty backfield. McCoy caught, and that time Greg Little hung on. His first NFL touchdown.
This is a miscommunication in the secondary by the Bengals. McCoy looks out late, and they just don't get out there. You see 3 defenders, only 2 receivers. Nelson is late getting to the coverage. You see that? They should have had this covered. There's 3 defenders there, only 2 receivers, and the Bengals are getting caught looking in the backfield.
Dawson on to make it a 10-point game, and does. Greg Little with a couple of drops earlier, but there was no doubt that time. 7 seconds left in the half, and he's going to save that football.
And you'll see right here is Little getting some help there from Massaquoi, and then there's the 3 defenders. They've got 3 on 2 there. All these guys are playing a little game over here, and the Bengals have to figure out which one's going to be. And you see there, the only way that wouldn't have worked is perhaps if Jones might have sloughed off on his coverage, but McCoy gets rid of it. Right on time, right on target. And it looked like the Bengals were expecting an inside route there. Both those defenders, Nelson and Clements, were kind of walling off the inside of the field, almost daring Little and McCoy to make that throw and catch, and they did.
And he is protecting that souvenir. Coming after the turnover. Browns able to capitalize. 17-7, 7 seconds remaining.
You know, he's going to have to come back on the field at some point, and he's going to have to give it to somebody.
The equipment manager comes in handy. Squibs it short. And brought down at the 38-yard line. That was Cedric Pierman, the backup running back. And he's going to take that in. Too valuable. So a 10-point game at halftime. 17-7. Cleveland will be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ready to start the third quarter here in Cincinnati. Bill McAtee back with Steve Tasker. A surprising opening half, Steve. And the Browns defense, you got to give them a lot of credit. They played very well for the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, and Cedric Benson was going to carry the load for Cincinnati, and they've keyed on him, and he has touched the ball, has had some success. But the Browns, I think, particularly in that second quarter, started to get pressure on Andy Dalton, and that was a big difference, led to the turnover, and they even had an interception negated as well.
And Peyton Hillis has gotten a lot more touches than we had anticipated. Time now for our Droid Razor play, presented by Motorola just before the half. Colt McCoy throwing his second touchdown pass of the day, connecting with the rookie Greg Little, and the Browns lead it as we start the third quarter 17-7.
And I think that, like you said a moment ago, I think the surprise for the Browns and us getting ready for this game was that Peyton Hillis is such a factor. You knew he was going to get some carries, but coming into this game after missing the last 5 straight games, you know, you had to wonder about how good his conditioning would there be any rust on him? But he's played well. He did have one fumble that they actually managed to keep, but other than that, he's played well.
Tate brings it out from 2 yards deep. And brought down at the 24-yard line by Alex Smith. And let's take a look at the numbers from the opening half.
Well, there you see. Very balanced for Cincinnati and also for Cleveland. But I think the turnover is really what has led to the 10-point deficit. It was a field goal game up until that point. And then that touchdown really tilted it in favor of the Browns.
And Mayaba slow leaving the field. Remember, he had to stop on the goal line stand. 4th and goal. Mayaba in his 3rd year out of USC. He was part of that great USC linebacker class with Clay Matthews, Brian Cushing, and Ray Malaluga of the Bengals. So 1st and 10 for Cincinnati from their own 25-yard line. Dalton. Again, good coverage, and finally able to get rid of it to Gresham, the tight end. He's out of bounds after a pickup of 7.
Yeah, the Browns falling off into just a deep cover 2 look, 2 safeties deep, making sure they don't throw anything over the top, and then just keeping every play in front of them, forcing Dalton to move out, just kind of take what was there. Good play by Gresham to get on the sidelines, but that's a great play on 1st down. But the Browns don't want to give up a big play, so those type of plays may be there quite a bit in the second half.
High formation. Benson the deep back, and he jumps forward to the 34-yard line. Big first half for Cedric Benson. Knocked off some good runs.
Yeah, these plays like this are really the ones that set you up for success, and the ability to run the play. We saw early in the second half. In the first half, they had run 16 plays, and Benson's number was called on 11 of them.
11 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown.
And that was, so that's the plan coming in, is to get that guy a lot of work.
And he's had some big games against the Cleveland Browns. Dalton will throw. Caught by Gresham. Fights his way into Cleveland territory. DeQuell Jackson finally made the stop after a gain of 16 yards. Gresham, quiet in the first half, came in with 32 catches for just over 300 yards.
Well, he's going to come out right here and going to run out and hit that corner route, and he's going to find just a dead area in the zone. The Browns players everybody's covering a patch of grass, and Gresham just finds some place where a Brown is not standing, and Dalton throws to a spot.
Right at midfield, 1st and 10. Benson. Swarming Cleveland defense. Scott Paxson led the charge and tripped him up.
Benson gets up. He's not happy about something. I don't know whether he didn't like the play call or whether he doesn't want to come off the field via a personnel package or what. He's not happy, though. He's, after a pretty productive first half, going in at halftime 10 points down is not where he thought they would be.
Browns have given up some big games on the ground, especially 4 weeks ago against Houston when Foster and Tate both went over 100 yards. Steven Jackson had 128 a couple of weeks ago for St. Louis. 2nd and 10 rather. Dalton on the move. Dives forward to the 46-yard line. A gain of 4.
He's been scrambling and getting flushed out of the pocket all day. This time he runs out to the right. Ataba Rubin is going to chase him right there. He's going to come out and just throws Nate Livings off. Rubin getting right up in the middle. And I'll tell you, there's a lot said about edge rushers in the NFL, but if you've got big guys down inside like Reuben, Phil Taylor, and those guys, Scott Paxson collapsing the pocket, that's even worse for a quarterback than an edge rusher.
Leonard in the ball game, a 3rd and 5. Short, right at the marker. Simpson, and he gets up hobbled.
Yeah, he got kind of crunched. His knee got caught underneath him. Watch his right leg get caught underneath him.
Oh, goodness. And reached for the knee right away. He gets hit hard by Fujita. But a first down for Cincinnati. They move the chains, working on Simpson on the sideline. Benson on the toss. With some room, Cedric Benson. And he stepped out of bounds. But that is going to be another Cincinnati first down. They'll spot it at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, they got the edge of the defense right up front. Gets a good block from Andre Caldwell, the wide receiver. Just gets enough of Schafering to get the corner. And everybody else ends up just chasing the play down. Great job up front by the Bengals. As you see there, Simpson getting looked at on the sideline.
Had a huge game last week against the Ravens. 8 catches for 152 yards. Today, 2 catches for 15. Play action. Dalton in the seam. Caldwell.
Wow, that was a really good throw by Dalton.
Osama Young stopped him just outside of the 10-yard line.
Dalton takes a play action, then just throws this bang right out, right over the top of Maava, underneath the safety, over the linebacker. You see it's a timing route. Caldwell just puts his foot in the ground, looks inside, and the ball's got to be there. Great timing throw by Dalton and Caldwell.
Bengals offense starting to click. That was good for 9 yards and a first down. I formation. Benson's the deep back. And they give it to the big man. Slices back inside. Forward progress close to the 7.
So Taba Rubin once again down at the bottom of that pile.
Came in second among defensive linemen in tackles with 47, including 3 quarterback sacks. He's had a great season in his 4th year out of Iowa State. Jay Gruden, offensive coordinator for the Bengals. Likes what he's seeing on this drive. 2nd and 7. Bengals threatening to start the second half. Dalton to the end zone. A.J. Green, the intended receiver, and he was out of bounds. Well covered by Hayden.
Yeah, they just ran out of room. They completed the pass, but Joe Hayden made him throw the football so wide. Green was standing on the white when he caught this. He gets no feet in bounds. That was a great athletic play, though.
Those two matched up all day. Joe Hayden in his 2nd year. A.J. Green, the talented rookie. They used to go after it in the SEC. Hayden from Florida, Green from Georgia. 3rd and 7. They can get a first down just inside the 1. Here goes Dalton. He's going to keep it. And he steps out at the 5. Thought about cutting back, but decided to step out of bounds.
Yeah.
And now this is Dimitri Patterson.
He got rolled up by his own guy. I think that was Reuben coming out, and just Reuben tried to run and get Dalton and lost his footing and ended up rolling up the back of Dimitri Patterson. But watch his Dalton. You can see he thought about it for a minute. He was going to try it and then thought, no, I'm not going to make it. And you see there, oh, it's not Reuben, it's Phil Taylor. And you see right there, he rolls up on his own player. That's Dimitri Patterson. Happens so often to defenders as they come in and either help on tackles or clean up on tackles, but in this case it was just Phil Taylor lunging for the quarterback.
So timeout on the field. 17-7 Browns. We're back in Cincinnati. Mike Nugent on to try a field goal. He has had an outstanding season. He's missed just once, 18 of 19 in field goal tries this year. This from 23 yards out on 4th and 4. Trying to make it a one-touchdown game. Right through the middle. 8:51 left to go in the third. 17-10 Cleveland. 17-10 Browns after the field goal here in Cincinnati. 12 plays on the drive. Nugent now 19 of 20 on the season. Cribbs back deep. Feels like he's due. Pearl Jackson was talking about Cribbs. He said this guy just returns fearless, and it's a short kick. Fielded at the 50. Cribbs. Out the 3rd line. Tuesday, hottest in the world walks the runway with Maroon 5, Kanye West, and Jay-Z. The Victoria's Secret fashion show. Tuesday only, CBS. So 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Cleveland Browns. They lead by Payless. 10 carries, 40. Get down. And once again, it's in New York State on the Bills and the Jets.
Jets may not be pretty, but effective, Sam.
Mark Schlanchez's best friend today, Dustin Kemp. 2nd touchdown. This one, 18 yards. Puts the Jets 21-4 over the Bills.
8-play, 80 yards back to McAtee. Steve Tasker.
Jay Shannon, thank you. Trying to
80-yard drive back to Bill McAtee. Steve Tasker.
JB Shannon, thank you. Bills trying to avoid a 4th straight loss. The Jets trying to keep from losing 3 straight. 2nd and 7. Play action. McCoy with time. In the seam out to the 47-yard line to Little. And once again, let's go back to New York for another update.
Tampa. Last 6 possessions between these two teams, JB, 3 turnovers. This one results in a touchdown. Aqib Talib, 27-yard INT return, puts the Bucs up 17-10 over the Titans. Eat it up, young man, eat it up.
Bill and Steve.
All right, guys, thank you very much. 1st and 10. McCoy out into the flat to Hillis. Tried to cut it inside. Nothing doing. Thomas Howard with a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, that's, we spoke about the defensive backs coming up and taking on Peyton Hillis really low. The linebackers don't do that. He's whacked right face on face. Great tackle by Howard.
The former Raider who has been a tremendous addition to the Cincinnati defense. Marvin Lewis told us he thinks Thomas is one of the best athletes he's ever seen at linebacker. 2nd on the Bengals in tackles. So 2nd and 13 for Cleveland. Back inside the 45-yard line. Hillis, flag on the play. Fights his way out close to midfield.
There's going to be illegal procedure against the Browns.
Illegal formation, number 79, offense. Not on line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Tony Pashos, the right tackle.
Well, what happens, these offensive linemen need a kind of a jump start, and they start lining up deeper and deeper in the backfield. He should be up here, and his feet are too far back. They try to cheat back to get a jump on the end rusher, so he doesn't get up the field so fast on them. And usually an official will give him a heads up, say, hey, you're getting too far back, and maybe the official already did that, and Pashos didn't listen.
Browns' first flag on offense after 41 plays. 2nd and 18. McCoy up the sideline, trying to hit Cribbs. Adam Jones had the coverage. The Bengals feel fortunate that when Leon Hall went down, they had Adam Jones ready to step in and take over at right corner along with Kelly Jennings.
Well, coming off a hamstring injury in the last few weeks, he got in Seattle after being on the physically unable to perform list. He came back, broke a long punt return, did Adam Jones, and pulled his hamstring. So now he's back in the lineup at the time when the Bengals really need him. And believe me, the one thing he brings is athletic ability.
Obaniah has checked in. 3rd and 18 from McCoy. In trouble, takes off. What a run, Colt McCoy. Into Cincinnati territory.
That is an enormous scramble by Colt McCoy. It looked like he was going to get tackled 2 or 3 different times. He steps away from the pressure there, steps away from that tackle, and then outruns the heel nips. Looked like he was going to get tripped up from behind a couple of times. Atkins misses him. So does Mike Johnson. And finally he gets dragged down by Jennings.
20 yards on 3rd and 18. So 1st and 10 for Cleveland. A big first down at the Cincinnati 40-yard line. Cribbs on the end around. Bengals are ready. Squirmed forward for a few yards, and Adam Jones pushed him out.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the game where Cribbs came around, they faked that handoff and gave it to Hillis up the middle, and this time they do the reverse. And I think a lot of teams do that the wrong way. I think you should run the reverse first early in the game and then come back and hand it off up the middle, because once you do that a while, they know that at some point you're going to do it, hand it off to the end around, and the Bengals were waiting on it.
Manny Lawson was out there forced to play to a grinding halt, so 2nd and 8 for Cleveland. McCoy, pressure, gets rid of it, incomplete. Again, in and out of the hands of Greg Little.
Well, a little bit of a broken record. Little gets both hands on this. Yeah, it's an extended catch. Working there against the safety, Crocker, and a wide receiver's got to win that battle. If you're working against a safety, a guy who's a tackler, not a coverage guy, you've got to get open. And Little did do enough to get separation, but he's got to pull the pass down. Could have been a better throw, but he's got to pull that in.
Balanced play selection for Cleveland, facing 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Here they come on the blitz. McCoy underneath to Norwood, still on his feet, fighting for some extra yardage, and finally brought down at about the 36-yard line.
Extra. Yeah, that was very close, because it looked like he had gotten about the 33 on the catch, as you see here. Catches it in the void, and then as he spins around, he loses ground and loses about 3 or 4 yards. This is going to make this a 54-yard attempt rather than a 51 or 50-yard attempt.
Dawson comes in, 17 of 21 in field goal tries. 6 of those have come from 50-plus. With the win from 54 yards out. Got it.
Tremendous
Phil
kick.
Dawson. And we're back to a 2-score game. 20-10 as Dawson connects.
Thanks. Thank you.
Phil Dawson now with 7 field goals of 50-plus this season, the most in the National Football League. That was good from 54 yards. Pat Shurmur. Feels like these guys are playing pretty well right now. Brandon Tate is back deep, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Waiting to kick off from Dawson. 3:50 left to play in the 3rd. 20-10 Cleveland. From the goal line. Out to the 25-yard line. 3:44 left to go in the 3rd. we're back, 1st and 10. Benson with a nice hole. Out to the 35-yard line. DeQuell Jackson made the stop. Very entertaining football game here in Cincinnati. Browns surprising the Bengals 20-10. This is a game, we talked to Marvin Lewis, and he felt like this was a game they really needed after losing 2 close ones to divisional opponents coming in. Benson, the lone back, and he gets it left side. Brought down hard at the 35-yard line by Ataba Rubin.
Rubin has had a great game, and I think that's going to be enough for a first down. But one of the things, you saw that graphic a moment ago about their pass yardage given up. Today, it hasn't been so much about Cincinnati's run game, although it's been effective. But I think it's been about the pressure that Dick Geron and his defense have been able to generate on Dalton. We've talked a lot about how Dalton has been running for his life back there, trying to find somebody while he's on the move, and that comes from those guys up front.
And Joe Hayden has done a good job so far blanketing A.J. Green. And that is caught by Andrew Hawkins. Hawkins out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. He has really come on and stepped up as the season has gone on. He played cornerback and wide receiver in college at Toledo. He was the Rockets' first two-way player in 40 years.
And I think with the fact that A.J. Green is getting so much attention from defenses, the other Bengal receivers have got to step up, and they're doing that.
2nd and 2 after a pickup of 8. Pump fake by Dalton. He's going to go deep. Nice adjustment by Green. He comes back and gets the football and makes the catch on Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden told us it's hard to defend when you're in man-to-man coverage because you focus so much on the player. And watch, Green does the hesitation. Hayden gets beat, so he's got to get on his horse to do it. And just as he looks, Green stops and goes back and adjusts to the football. Just as Hayden looks back for the ball, it's too late because Green puts the brakes on and makes the catch.
A pickup of 36 yards. From the 22, Dalton going for the end zone. What a play by Gresham. Touchdown, Bengals.
Two quick plays down the far sideline. One to A.J. Green, one to Jermaine Gresham. Both of them make great athletic plays on the football, working against Hag, as we saw in the first half. Hag gets his eyes around, can't pick the football up, and Gresham goes up and grabs it.
Quick strike by the Cincinnati Bengals. Nugent to make it a 3-point game once again. He boots it through. 1:22 left to go in the third. 2017. Cleveland. Bengals ram it right down the field. 5 plays, 75 yards. Took 2:28 off the clock. Some big plays for the Cincinnati offense. Capped by the touchdown reception by Gresham, the 16th touchdown pass of the season for Dalton, the rookie. Cribbs brings it out from 3 yards deep. Tripped up at the 15. Good kick coverage.
We go back to look at that touchdown. It was a called play by Jay Gruden. They had Jermaine Gresham by himself, 3 receivers down here. They had safety help, but this safety is looking this way because of all the attention to the near side of the field with all the receivers. You see, he takes a few false steps out. Gresham at 6'5", 6'6", going against Eric Hag at 6'1". That is a called matchup by Jay Gruden to get that guy the ball, give him a chance to go up and grab it.
Pecco telling the crowd, we got to hear from you. 1:17 left in the third. From the 15-yard line. Hillis moves the pile to to the 22-yard line.
Wow,
a gain of 7.
That is a tough physical run for a 6 or 7 yard gain. Watch as he goes in. I mean, there's no open space, and he just continues to push. Guy's trying to get a piece of him, and he gets all the way out to the 22 for a 7-yard gain.
12 carries, 52 yards for Hillis. Here they come with a corner blitz. Hillis up the middle. Close to the marker.
That'll be enough for a first down as well. That's what Cleveland wants to do right now. They want to grind the football down, go down, get points on the board again, as looks like Pat Sims.
Yeah, Pat Sims. The defensive tackle is down. Former third-round pick out of Auburn.
Part of that defensive line rotation, and they're gingerly touching his foot, and they try and turn him over.
Let's see if we can pick up where the injury occurred.
He goes down. That's it. Fighting those double teams all day. Oh, and he got his knee. Yeah, there's Laval. Comes down and gets knocked down, and when he goes to his knee comes down on Sims' foot, an ankle area.
And that defensive front is one of the reasons that the Bengals have been so successful on defense. They've gotten the big push from those guys, able to rotate 8 in, almost all equal in terms of playing time. So late in ball games, they've had fresh defensive linemen because of that. So timeout on the field, and once again, let's send you to New York for another update on the Bills and the Jets. Fellas?
Take it away, Shannon.
Yes, JB, you know what happened? Antonio Cromartie muscle punt, and since he was feeling bad, they said, well, let me try again. Brad Johnson, 36-yard touchdown, 21-21, Jets.
Brad Smith. Boy, talk about concentration on that one. Back to Kev and Solid.
Well, you can see there.
Shannon, thank you.
You can see there that the winner of that game is going to get right back in the thick of that playoff race, and will be, even if, well, they're right in the thick with Cincinnati and Cleveland. And Cincinnati in the 6th spot. If Cincinnati were to lose this game, they become tied with one of those two clubs, the winner of that game. So it's a muddled mess there in the playoffs, just behind those first 6 that we showed you on that graphic, as Pat Sims makes his way off. And he's in some discomfort. You see there's the injury happened. The guy, defensive tackle, he's in there fighting the double team all day, and just really a guy unlucky, just gets knocked down behind him, and the knee comes down right on his leg.
So clock starts. They don't have to run another play, so that could take us to the end of the 3rd quarter as Sims gets on the cart. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Cincinnati, and we'll return after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 1 quarter to go. Pat Sims on his way to the locker room as we start the final quarter here in Cincinnati. 1st and 10 for the Browns. They lead by 3. Hillis the deep back. Play action. McCoy rolling out up the sideline. No one in the vicinity, and that's intercepted by Reggie Nelson. His 2nd interception of the season. And yesterday, we talked to Colt McCoy and asked him, who impresses you on this Cincinnati defense? And he said Reggie Nelson. He says he's all over the field making plays, and he just made one right there.
Yeah, McCoy's taking pressure right in his face and lets it go, and that's a bad decision and a bad throw.
So the Bengals with excellent field position after the turnover. Bernard Scott has checked in. He's the deep back. They give it to Scott. Nice hole right side into Cleveland territory. To the 48-yard line. Jackson made the stop.
Colt McCoy making that decision and that throw. And you look across the field at a guy, or out on the field as a guy like Andy Dalton, as we talked about, a guy who's learned the lesson. Throw that away. Don't try and make a play that is not there to be made.
And the Bengals, you saw that graphic, they can crank it up in the fourth quarter. Scott stays in the game. 2nd and 4. Into the flat. Caldwell going for the marker. Hayden rode him out.
Well, McCoy's going to end up throwing this football down into this area after this play develops. He's going to get a little play action and bootleg out. And that's just, he's thrown into double coverage with a lot of time for the defenders to break on it. That's just a bad, bad decision.
2-7-5.
1st and 10 for Cincinnati. The Bengals trail by 3. Brown showing blitz. They come off the edge, pick it up. Incomplete. Trying to hit Simpson on the slant.
Well, that was right in there as well. Simpson thinks he should have had it.
Sheldon Brown had the coverage.
Yeah, and that's right through his hands.
Sheldon Brown, the veteran who plays opposite Joe Hayden at cornerback, and he has had a solid season. 2nd and 10 for Cincinnati. Dalton. Scott picks up 1.
Yeah, well defended by the Browns on that one. You see Nelson there, the guy that is responsible for this possession by the Bengals. Hoping they can turn it into points and at least get an attempt to tie this game.
3rd and 8. Just over 13 minutes remaining.
Right here.
Tough physical ball game here in Cincinnati. Dalton, great protection. Gresham. 1st down for the Bengals. Hag brought him down after a pickup of 14.
Well, Gresham is a guy that the Bengals really would love to get involved. You see there, Dalton standing in the pocket, doing a nice job, and Gresham working his double coverage with some safety help, being guarded by Fujita, able to get open. Great throw and catch.
5 catches for Gresham for 67 yards and the touchdown. 1st and 10. Dalton into the flat for Scott. Pushed out of bounds by Chris Gokong, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, the Browns are bringing some pressure off the open side of the formation. When the Bengals go tight to one side or the other, they'll bring somebody off the edge to try and get home to the quarterback faster than the quarterback can get rid of it. And if Dalton doesn't move away from it, he will get sacked.
2nd and 9. Scott stays in the game. He gets it on the toss, trying to get to the edge, and does. Lowers his shoulder. Fights his way down to the 22-yard line. Adams, the free safety, made the tackle after a gain of 5.
So you notice pitch, they have a wide receiver cluster formation. All 3 wide receivers out in front of this plate. Right there, you're seeing Sheard just missed the tackle on the boot tops of Scott. Can't pull him down, and it turns into a nice gain.
5 of 9 for the Bengals today on 3rd down, facing a 3rd and 4 here. From the shotgun, Leonard in the backfield with Dalton. Stays in protection to the end zone, incomplete. Andrew Hawkins was the intended receiver. Dimitri Patterson, who was injured earlier, had the coverage.
And Patterson thinks that he was getting pushed off from by Hawkins. There you see they're both grabbing each other. Is well defensive, good no call. It's a tough pass to complete. The throw's got to be perfect, and you see there is probably just missed only by a foot and a half from that distance.
So Nugent on to try another field goal on 4th and 4. This from 40 yards out. He's converted 19 of 20 this season. Make it 20 of 21. And we're tied up with 10:57 left to go. 20 all here in Cincinnati. We're back. The Bengals in this half have had the football 3 times and come away with a touchdown and a pair of field goals. Josh Cribbs back deep. 7th player in NFL history with 10,000 return yards. 8 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Well, the Browns could use a momentum grabber right here. Josh Cribbs could give it to them.
From 8 yards deep, and here he comes. Brought down inside the 20. Dan Scuda made the stop. See why Person of Interest is the People's Choice nominee for favorite new drama. Don't miss your chance to catch back-to-back episodes. Person of Interest, tonight, only CBS. Colt McCoy had a short memory after the interception.
And the Bengals are going to remember getting good pressure on McCoy if they can and duplicate it. That's been the key to both these offenses. When their quarterbacks have had to run for cover, they've struggled.
Peyton Hillis in the backfield. He's carried 13 times for 55 yards. Tight formation. Hillis stopped for a loss. Ray Malaluga made an outstanding play from middle linebacker.
Well, that's the difference he makes. He's been more comfortable. Watch, he's coming from inside, and he just outruns Peyton Hillis. He is so fast, he not only outruns him, he gets on Hillis' side of the line of scrimmage. Malaluga just blows through the line of scrimmage, sees the play, and gets there.
Malaluga back at middle linebacker this year, which is his most natural position. He's made great strides to be a leader of this Bengals defense. 2nd and 14 for Cleveland. Here they come on the blitz. Checks it down to Evan Moore. Dropped immediately. And this Cincinnati defense is on fire.
Now McCoy takes a big hit from Thomas Howard. Watch this. And he lets up, and that's a good, clean no call. He went low, didn't hit him with his head, I didn't think. Went to the front, to the side. Got the completion, but it's still 3rd and 12. Great play by
here in
Howard.
Cincinnati. We talked about how tough Colt McCoy has been, and he continues to show it. 3rd and 11. Underneath. That's caught by Watson. Watson's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Thomas Howard again making a play.
Yeah, he's going to be just short of the first down, and the Browns have no choice but to punt this away. Colt McCoy really took a hard shot on that last play. You wondered if he's going to bounce back. He did get the completion, but they had to settle for 1 yard short.
He picked up 10. They needed 11. So Maynard is on to punt. Brandon Tate back deep, standing at his own 29-yard line. Good high punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 31-yard line. 41-yard punt. Colt McCoy will tell you this is a tough way to make a living. The Bengals have never led in this football game. But now tied at 20. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Excuse me, the 31-yard line. Benson back in the game, left side. Still on his feet. And a late flag as he's close to the first down marker. Chris Gokon made the stop. Holding is the signal.
Yep.
Holding, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Those penalties are drive killers. And that one happens on the first play of the drive. Well, we've talked about how well the receivers were blocking outside. You see his hands on the outside of the shoulder pads. Officials call that a lot. And they've done that earlier in the game. It was not called. So Simpson, when he said, well, why'd you call it this time? I can see what he's saying. But that's usually no questions asked hold when your hands are outside the shoulders of the defender and you're blocking them.
So 1st and 12 after the penalty. Benson alone in the backfield. Short drop. Dalton to Benson. Incomplete. He was looking upfield, and DeQuell Jackson was charging hard.
The Bengals with a chance now with some first downs to take the lead, as you said, for the first time in the game. And you can tell when the Bengals got that interception from Nelson, the entire complexion of this game changed. All of a sudden, the intensity on both sides of the football turned way up.
Dalton in the shotgun, 2nd and 12. Incomplete. Timing pattern with Simpson, but Simpson wasn't ready.
Yeah,
he was locked up with Sheldon Brown.
Yeah, you'll watch as Simpson comes out. He's going to stop and plan to turn around and catch this ball, and the ball is past him. Either he pushed that a little too deep, or Dalton threw it a little too early.
And Dalton wants a flag.
Now, Dalton's not going to get that flag. But that brings up a 3rd and 11 at a time when the Browns really needed a defensive stop.
Dalton 19 of 26 for 218 and a touchdown. 3rd and 12. Almost intercepted. Gokon had a beat on it. Gresham was the intended receiver, and that will bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, and this was going to get picked off. As you see, Reuben put a hit on Dalton, and Gokon just can't pull it in. That's an interception that is a woulda, shoulda, coulda been an interception.
Important stop for Cleveland. Line drive punt. Gibbs will have some room. And a flag down on the opposite side of the field. Brought down at the 27-yard line.
Well, Kevin Huber better shake the hand of every guy covering that punt, because that was a return-o-matic. Right to the best returner in the game today, probably.
45-yard punt. Walt Anderson.
Number 45 of the kicking team went out of bounds on his own. That's a 5-yard penalty. Will be enforced from the end of the run. It'll be first down. Time now.
So 7:41 left to play. Colt McCoy will take the field when we come back to Cincinnati. A lot at stake for both these teams as we welcome you back to Cincinnati. Bengals trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. The Browns pulled out a nice win over Jacksonville last week, and they're playing 5 of their final 6 games against teams within the division. They'll tell you, we're still in it, and a nice hole for Peyton Hillis as he drives out close to the 40-yard line. And coming up, time permitting, after the game, the NFL Today update presented by Verizon. Join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from a busy Week 12 around the National Football League. And it might come down to Phil Dawson once again. He already has a 54-yarder. 2nd and 3. McCoy, 3-step drop. They run the slant incomplete. Josh Cribbs was the intended receiver. He could not bring it in. So that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Well, once again, another drop. Josh Cribbs. I mean, that was a throw low and behind him. And Cribbs will tell you, I'm sure, that he should have caught that as well. The throw could have been much better, but you've got to start making plays like that if you're the Cleveland Browns. They've dropped too many footballs. The throws are not quite as accurate as they could be, and it all turns into 3rd downs that you should be converting, or that should be 1st downs.
Chris Obanaya has checked in. They split him out. Empty backfield on 3rd and 3 for McCoy. Sacked. Geno Atkins. And this young man has just been tremendous for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, he gets such a quick rush right inside, the quick swim move right past Laval, and just pummels McCoy. It happens so fast. Look at the quick inside move, and he just flattens McCoy before McCoy even knows he's there.
So we'll see Maynard on 4th and 11. Tate calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 24-yard line. 45-yard punt. The Bengals take over. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. 6:28 left to play. Tied at 20. Dalton to Benson. And he picks up a yard. Sheldon Brown made the stop. Let's take a look at Andy Dalton's day so far.
Yeah, spent a lot of time running away from some pressures, made some good completions, made some key scrambles as well. Because of the running game, the play action has been working, and he got a couple of great plays. One here from Gresham, and just before this, he got one from A.J. Green as well. Big drive there to bring him back to within 3 points that set up for the tying field goal of possession later.
20 of 28 for 219 and a touchdown. Benson. Cole closed quickly on the left side. Ataba Rubin made the stop.
I think if you're the Bengals, you don't think about the clock. You don't think about down and distance. Well, you do think about down and distance. What I'm saying is you're going down at your pace and taking whatever points you can get out of this, whether it takes you 30 seconds or whether it takes you 5 minutes and 20 seconds. You take the points, and that's what you're focused on right now. You leave it to your defense after that. But for right now, you've got to get 1st downs and get yourself in a position to take the lead for the first time.
3rd and 5. Browns defense looking to make a stop. Dalton slings it. What a nice defensive play. Gresham was the intended receiver. And that was Hag, who just got a hand in there to knock it away.
And Hag has been struggling all day trying to stick with Gresham, and he finally gets it done, gives him the inside release, and then makes the great athletic play. Fantastic play by Hag. That's the best play he's made all day. Gresham's been manhandling him a little bit. Great job by him batting that away.
That brings out Huber in the punting unit. Cribbs back at his own 27-yard line. Good high punt. It's fielded. Cribbs. Tough physical return out to the 32-yard line. And don't forget, coming up next, Tom Brady and the Patriots take on the Eagles. Or it's Tebow time when the Broncos battle the Chargers. Check your local listings for the game in your area. The NFL on CBS. 27-yard punt, a 7-yard return.
Yeah, for the Cleveland Browns now, the important thing now for them is the same as it was for the Bengals. You don't know if you're going to get this football back in this game. Every possession is crucial, and one problem they've got to do now, the Cleveland Browns, is handle the pressure that the Bengals front is putting on McCoy. They're doing it with just 3 or 4 rushers every time. They've got to protect their quarterback.
In his second season, he's already had 3 game-winning drives. Hillis with a nice hole. to the 35-yard line. Pecco made the tackle. Pickup of 3.
And if you ever, there's a time when you need Hillis in the game, this is it. He's been out for 5 straight weeks. He has played way more than I think he thought he was going to, and certainly more than Pat Shurmur thought he was going to use him. But he has held up incredibly well and played well in his first game back. But they need him now.
Dawson, you saw him on the sidelines. He'd love to get a chance. 2nd and 7. McCoy from the shotgun. Norwood is the motion man. McCoy underneath to Little. Flag on the play and driven out of bounds. Nate Clements, the veteran, having a word with the rookie.
This is going to be on the Bengals in the defensive secondary.
Clock stops, 4:04 left.
Holding number 23, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
They call it on Kelly Jennings.
Yeah, they called it on Jennings, and then Nate Clemens. Now it's Nate Clemens is, oh yeah, Clemens is doing his imitation of a plow behind a tractor. I mean, he's hitched to Little, and Little's dragging him across the field.
I'm not sure if it was Jennings or Clements, but there's plenty of holding to go around. 1st and 10 from the 40. We're tied at 20, just over 4 minutes remaining. McCoy rolling out to Hillis, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. Malaluga was right there with Hillis.
You know, it's interesting because Malaluga is a hair lighter than Hillis, so he's actually smaller playing linebacker, and he runs so fast. Look how fast Malaluga is out in front of Hillis. That's been the story of the day. Even though Malaluga doesn't ultimately get the tackle, he made the play on Hillis because of his speed from the inside.
They lost a yard on 1st down, 2nd and 11. Hillis powering forward, dragging people out to the 44-yard line. Atkins finally brought him down.
And the Browns agonizingly close to being a 1st down away from field goal range. So this 3rd and 6 is going to be ultimately important. As I said, you don't know if you're going to get it back. Neither of these offenses, except for one possession by the Bengals, has been able to go up and down the field very much. It's going to be a very close to the vest last few minutes of this football game.
Well, 17 carries for 65 yards. Obaniah's in the ball game on 3rd and 6. McCoy. That's caught a 1st down by Little. And a big play by the rookie. Chris Crocker made the stop.
Well, for all the drops Little has had, that was a great catch in traffic and a nice physical run, although it's short after the catch. He's going to hook up right over the football, gets bumped by Malaluga and just finds the zone, pitches the ball, and gets right up between the hash marks.
19 yards, and they spot it at the 37-yard line of the Bengals. 2:10 remaining. They fake the reverse up the middle. Hillis. And he's down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Charge timeout, Cincinnati.
Bengals
30-second timeout.
Take a timeout with 2:04 left to go. Peyton Hillis, 18 carries, 68 yards. And Phil Dawson would love to have an opportunity.
And right now, it would be about a 54, perhaps a 55-yard attempt. And as we said earlier, Dawson already good from 54 yards today, but that was going the other direction. He's got 7 field goals of 50-plus yards on the season, leads the NFL. He's the guy you want with his foot on the ball at the end of this game if it's going to be a plus 50-yard kick.
Bengals take the timeout to give us one more play before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7. They'd love to get it closer. Hillis on the toss. Good penetration by this Cincinnati defense, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Great ball game. We're tied at 20 in Cincinnati. We're back, 1:59 left to play. Dawson already has a 54-yard field goal, but this would be one, if they stop him right here, about 54 yards, but into the wind. 3rd and 10. McCoy, here they come on the blitz. Underneath, that's incomplete. Little couldn't make the play. Good coverage by Clements.
And there you go. Dawson's going to come in and do this. This is Clemens right in the slot on Little. Little squaring around, and Clemens is no question he's there a little early. I don't know what his backhand was doing, but they won't call interference with his front hand going across the front of the body. That was a good no call from that angle. I don't know if he had grabbed his back or not, but here's the kick.
From 55 yards out. Into the breeze. No. Well short.
And now the issue is this. It was a rough snap coming back, but the issue is this. Now the Bengals take over at the point where they spotted the kick. Watch the snap. And that's exactly the same snap they had against St. Louis that lost the game for them there.
Ryan Pomprion, who's been a Pro Bowl snapper.
And here it is again. The snap comes back, hits the leg of the guard on that case.
That was Alex Mack, the center who plays guard in the field goal unit.
Yeah, that was the guard hitting the ball. In this case, he just rolled it back there. It was a terrible snap.
So great field position after the missed field goal attempt for the Bengals. They have 151 to work with. 2 timeouts for Cincinnati. And he was trying to throw that away. Sheldon Brown caught it but out of bounds. Simpson was the intended receiver. They've scored 36 points in the final 2 minutes. Dawson disappointed.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty frustrated about not getting a chance to kick not only the game winner 2 weeks ago in St. Louis, but also this one today.
Second and 10. 1:46 left to play. They run it. Leonard. Not much there.
Browns with 3 timeouts. Bengals with 2 timeouts left as the clock continues to tick. There's a long snapper. Pombrian.
3rd and 7. You didn't take French in high school, did you?
No, I did not. French fries.
1:10 remaining. 3rd and 7. Cleveland defense has played well. Dalton gets rid of it. Green! A.J. Green racing toward the goal line and pushed out of bounds by Joe Hayden.
What a tremendous athletic catch as Dalton throws it up and asks his receiver to go up and get it. On the outside, pushes deep and cuts underneath and goes up and gets it. What a tremendous effort and a great throw, giving his guy a chance by Dalton. Just gets rid of it before Rubin smacks him in the mouth. Andy Dalton standing in the pocket.
3 catches for 109 for Green and a whistle before the snap.
Ball start, number 62, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Nate Livings, the left guard. Let's take another look at the catch and a tremendous athletic adjustment by Green.
Oh, that ball was high off the ground and he went up and got it in traffic. That's the story of the season for the Bengals. That guy right there.
Yeah, they've made each other
They really
look
have.
good. Look great. Benson, the deep back. Inside of a minute remaining. Benson to the 5. DeQuell Jackson made the tackle.
Cleveland takes that timeout to conserve some seconds on the clock. There you see this playoff picture taking shape. So many teams just on the fringe trying to get in.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of folks knocking on the door.
But here's the thing.
3 teams from the north, by the way, in that group.
These teams control their destiny. If they keep winning, they have nothing to worry about.
Humphrey on. The long snapper. Colt McCoy. How much time will he have to work with? 2nd and goal. 52 seconds remaining. From the 5. Benson. Hammers down to the 4.
And the Browns stop the clock once again.
46 seconds left. It'll be 3rd down. Nugent has been close to a sure thing this season. 2 field goals already on the year, 20 of 21.
Pat Shurmur and Colt McCoy relegated just watching everything transpire on the field. And it's come down to this 3rd down play, and the Browns will probably take their final timeout to stop this clock if they stop them.
Jumbo package, power formation, Benson the deep back. Oh, a nice play by Scott Paxson, the defensive tackle. It'll be 4th and goal.
And that play took just a couple of seconds. And Paxson takes the quick inside move on Livings and gets right into the backfield.
So Mike Nugent with 41 seconds remaining.
And the Browns having led the entire game, or at least tied the entire game. Bengals never led in this football game. Have been coming from behind until they got the tying field goal from Nugent.
Second meeting between these 2 teams this season. The Bengals came away with the win at Cleveland on opening day, and they've won 11 of the last 14 and 6 of the last 7 here in Cincinnati. And this would be a heartbreaking loss for the Cleveland Browns, who have played very well today. Nugent on to give the Bengals their first lead from 26 yards out. He's 21 of 22 on the season. 3 today. 38 seconds left for Colt McCoy. Down by 3. Quite a battle here in Cincinnati as the Bengals take their first lead of the game. 23-20, 38 seconds left to play. Peyton Hillis is back this week for Cleveland. He's played a big part in this Browns offense. This was a moment ago. Nugent with his 3rd field goal. And that gave Marvin Lewis and the Bengals the lead, 23-20.
Now that field goal set up by a tremendous catch and run by A.J. Green from Andy Dalton.
Browns will have no timeouts remaining. Cribbs. He's been bottled up today. Out to the 26-yard line on the return. 32 seconds left. And here comes Colt McCoy.
Well, it's desperation time. Phil Dawson hoping to get an opportunity to tie this game up. They had a horrendous operation for a field goal to take the lead just a moment ago before the field goal by the Bengals, and this was the result of rolled snap and a bad kick on a 55-yard attempt.
32 seconds remaining. McCoy with time. Incomplete. Threw it at the feet of Chris Ogbonnaya. Clock stops, 27 seconds left.
And the Bengals today have been able to get lots of pressure with just rushing 4 guys. Now dropping 7 into coverage. Letting Colt McCoy try and find a receiver amongst all those defensive backs for the Bengals.
Bengals trying to snap a 2-game losing streak to keep pace in the AFC North. The Browns trying to keep their slim hopes to make a second-half run alive. McCoy incomplete. Another drop by Little. And it's been feast or famine for the rookie from North Carolina.
And today's been mostly famine. He has dropped a number of footballs today that were catchable. Not all of them were great throws, but certainly at this level you expect him to make these catches. This one, of course, you've got to make that. In the last minute of a game where you're trying to drive for a tying field goal, those kill you.
Little 5 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown today. They needed that one. 3rd and 10 from McCoy. Under pressure. Gets rid of it. Ogbonnaya steps out of bounds. Well short of the first down. Close to the 30-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down. 16 ticks on the clock remaining.
Well, a field goal ties it. So they've got to get down inside the 40-yard line of the Bengals with time enough to snap the football if they want to tie with a field goal.
4th and 6. Clock running. McCoy. Incomplete. It'll go over on downs. Josh Cribbs was the intended receiver. Kelly Jennings had the coverage. And the Bengals will come away with a hard-fought victory.
You see Cribbs on the last play. Tough to find an opening when they're dropping 7 guys into coverage. And this was, let's face it, this was a big game for the Bengals as well as the Browns. The Browns going to come away on the short end of the stick at a time when they really felt like they could climb back into relevance, even in their division with 3 teams headed to the playoffs.
So that'll do it. Big win for Marvin Lewis and the Bengals. 23-20 coming up next. Game 2 of our doubleheader. The Patriots and the Eagles, or the Broncos and the Chargers. For Steve Tasker, this is Bill McAtee saying so long from Cincinnati. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. Happy birthday to our director, Andy Goldman.